Hello and welcome to the latest sock knitting tutorial knit along. Thank you everyone who voted for what pattern we do next, and the Rose City Rollers was the favourite by far. So if you wanted to do the toe up, they'll be coming along next, so you haven't got too long to wait. Hopefully it will be in about a month's time. So we are doing the Rose City Rollers, and they are by Mara Catherine Briner. And there will be a link below so you can go and get that pattern from Ravelry. If it's somewhere else, I'll link it somewhere else as well, but this is a free pattern from Ravelry that we're doing. If you are a new sock knitter and you've not knitted socks before, please check out my first sock knitting tutorial, because that will go into much more detail. This one I will be going through it faster so as not to take too much time for the people that are on their third sock. So that will be linked below. So if you would like to knit a sock and it's your first time, please check out those videos because they will be much better for you. But we are going to be doing this one next. I have my yarn here and it is Rico Suba Circus I'm using. It doesn't say what colourway it is, I'm afraid, but I'm sure you'll see it if you look online. You'll recognise it if you like this colour. I'm liking it so far. I've cast on. In the pattern we have 3 sizes. So there is cast on for 56 stitches, 64 or 72. I like a 64 stitch for my size UK 6 feet. They fit nicely, so whatever size you want to be watching, all the stitch counts are there. I'm going to be using my 2.25 needles as usual. These are from Chiagu and I think they're available on Amazon and eBay. Other shops do stock them, but I think if you can't find them anywhere else, they don't usually stock them in shops. They don't seem to have this size. I bought mine actually from a wool festival, but I have seen them online when I've looked for other people. So I'm going to be using those. So I've cast on 60 stitches. As I say, I don't want to dwell too much on going over what we've already done. So I've done 60 stitches, so I'll just go over quickly what I do for cast on. A lot of people have said recently how different the cast on is. I didn't realise I was so different until people said this is just the way I was taught. It's the way my mum knit and it's the way my gran knit, so this is how I do it. So I just put my needle in the first stitch. If you've made you've just done a slip knot to start with, so that's one. And I just take the yarn through, I bring it closer, just to do a normal knit stitch, but then I just pop it on top. That's how I cast on. So normal knit stitch, oops, got caught up there, but then over the top to cast on. One more, I think that was 3. And that's 4. So I have 64 stitches on my needle. So I'm just going to join that up now and start the first row. So making sure that all your stitches are facing the same way, so you've got that cast on all at the bottom, so there's no twisting involved, which is very important. I'm just going to put my needle marker on to show the beginning of the row. This is a very cute one. And yeah, instead of doing a cuff on here, you will see that it's just rolled over on the top. So literally you go from cast on to knitting and that will naturally just curl round. So that's all we're doing. We're just doing a knit row and we're going to carry on with our knit row. So we've got our yarn on the right to join up and just start knitting. It's always tricky to get going on the first row. So that is all we need to do to start. And then we've got to just knit for 1.5 inches until we come to the heel flap. So I am going to go in the garden and listen to Jane Eyre on my audio book and do some knitting for 1.5 inches, and then I will be back with you to do the heel flap. So if you haven't got your pattern, please go to the link below and print one off, and I shall see you back here to do the heel in no time at all. So these are going to be very quick socks. So thank you for joining me. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe so you get the videos as soon as they come up and you don't lose any. I will make a playlist as always, so that you can just go with the playlist if you want to. So if you're not knitting them as we are, if you're knitting them later on in the year, then the playlist is there and you can just do it whenever you're ready. So once again, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Happy knitting!